Imagine a place so inhospitable that even your atoms would be like, "Nah, I'm out." That's space. It looks all sparkly and quiet from your backyard. But step outside your cozy oxygen blanket, and the entire cosmos is an endless murder machine just waiting to vacuum out your lungs. Your body? It's basically a water balloon. And space is the pin. No air means you can't scream. But your blood doesn't boil instantly, sorry. Movies. Though it will start to bubble up like soda left in the sun because of the lack of pressure. Your eyeballs will swell, your skin will balloon, and you'll pass out in about 15 seconds before your body freezes and fries at the same time, depending on whether you're in the sun's line of fire. Space also hits you with cosmic rays. Imagine being shot by invisible bullets that slice through your DNA while you can't even see them coming. These rays are high-energy particles zipping around because the universe is constantly exploding somewhere. And your body is the perfect sponge for their chaos. Your brain? It might hallucinate flashes of light because of these rays hitting your retinas. So if you see fireworks while drifting through the void, congrats. That's radiation saying hello. In short, if Earth is your overprotective mom, space is that sketchy alley you should absolutely never walk down. Because every second there is a constant, try not to die, challenge. Space is silent, but that doesn't mean it's peaceful. Imagine a planet screaming in radio waves you can't hear, groaning as it's ripped apart by gravity, or echoing with electromagnetic shrieks. Take Jupiter, for example. It has auroras so powerful they'd fry you before you even realized how pretty they are. The gas giant throws off radio emissions like a cosmic banshee, and if you convert them into audio, it sounds like a horror soundtrack from your nightmares. This planet is constantly blasting out radio storms that would make your phone drop dead out of fear. Black holes are even creepier. They can rip apart stars, and the resulting plasma screams across the universe in X-rays as the star's matter spirals in, heating up to millions of degrees, letting out electromagnetic shrieks before crossing the event horizon to oblivion. Space is like a haunted house you can't hear. But if we could, we'd never sleep again. It's full of energy waves howling across the void, reminding us we're in the middle of a chaotic, violent universe, cushioned by silence only because we can't hear the chaos that's literally everywhere. You are not sitting still, ever, even if you're lying in bed, ignoring your responsibilities. You're whipping around the sun at about 67.000 miles per hour, while the sun itself is screaming through the galaxy at 514.000 miles per hour. Dragging you along like a cosmic carnival ride you never signed up for. The galaxy itself is moving, too, hurtling toward the Andromeda Galaxy at 250.000 miles per hour. So your actual position is never stable for a single second. And yet, you don't feel it. Your body has no clue. Which is comforting until you realize that means we're on a rock hurtling through a void, protected by a thin bubble of air, with nowhere to go if something goes wrong. This relentless motion also means one cosmic hiccup, a rogue black hole, a stray gamma-ray burst, or even a small asteroid at the wrong angle, could end your day and the entire human species without warning. Simply because we're all stuck on a spaceship we can't steer. Basically, you're in a free-fall roller coaster ride that never ends. And the safety harness is the hope that nothing catastrophic happens while you're alive. You know what's worse than being in a place that wants to kill you? Being in a place that wants to kill you with things you can't even see. Space is filled with micrometeoroids, tiny flecks of rock and metal zooming around at up to 45 miles per second. That's faster than a bullet, by a lot. And even a speck the size of a grain of sand can punch a hole through spacecraft walls. Spacesuits, or your skull like a sniper shot from nowhere. And there's space junk. We've wrapped our planet in a trash halo of dead satellites, paint flecks, and broken rocket parts, all orbiting at speeds so fast that even a loose bolt can tear through metal like butter. It's the universe's way of saying, hey, you think you're smart? Try surviving your own garbage. Then there's radiation, not just cosmic rays, but also solar storms. The sun occasionally hurls out coronal mass ejections that can bathe astronauts in deadly doses of radiation if they're outside Earth's protective magnetosphere. One strong enough solar flare could fry electronics on Earth, wipe out satellites, and turn a Mars mission into a microwave nightmare. All of these threats are silent, invisible, and constant, like a cosmic horror movie where you don't even get a jump scare before the credits roll. Here's a comforting thought. The universe could wipe out Earth in the blink of an eye. And we'd never see it coming. A gamma-ray burst, the death throes of a massive star collapsing into a black hole, releases more energy in a few seconds than our sun will in its entire lifetime. If one pointed at Earth from a few thousand light years away, it would strip away our atmosphere and cook the surface before you could even tweet about it. Or a rogue black hole could be drifting toward us, invisible and unstoppable, warping space and time in its path, swallowing everything in silence. We wouldn't even know it was coming until it started flinging planets out of the solar system or spaghettifying the sun. And let's not forget vacuum decay, a theoretical quantum event where the fabric of reality itself collapses, wiping out the laws of physics as we know them at the speed of light, turning the universe into a lifeless void instantly. It's the universe's delete all button. And there's no warning, no escape, and no survival. Sleep well tonight. You might dream of moving to Mars, or maybe finding a cozy exoplanet to escape climate change. The bad news? We are prisoners of the solar system. The distances between stars are so vast that even our fastest spacecraft would take tens of thousands of years to reach the nearest star system. Alpha Centauri. Our rockets are slow, expensive, and dependent on fuel that we have to carry with us, making interstellar travel look like a toddler trying to swim across the Pacific. Even getting to Mars is risky and expensive, with radiation, muscle-wasting microgravity, and the psychological strain of months in a metal can in deep space. And Mars itself? It's a frozen, irradiated desert with a thin atmosphere that will suffocate you in dust storms that can last for months. For now, we're stuck on Earth, clinging to this tiny blue dot in a vast, indifferent universe. It's beautiful, but it's also terrifying, because if something happens to our planet, there is nowhere else for us to go. In space, no one can hear you scream, and that's because there's no air to carry sound. But the silence isn't peaceful, it's haunting. Imagine being an astronaut, floating in the blackness, with nothing but the hiss of your own breathing inside your helmet. Outside, there's a dead, soundless void stretching in all directions, with no up or down, and nothing to remind you that you're alive except the fragile hum of your suit. And if you get separated from your spacecraft or your lifeline, there is no sound to call for help, no vibration of your scream, nothing. You just drift in silence, watching your oxygen tick down, while the stars remain cold and distant. Space is a lonely, quiet, and merciless place, and the silence isn't comforting. It's a reminder that you're alone in an infinite void that does not care if you exist. Ever heard of time dilation? In space, time itself doesn't work the way you think it does. If you were to travel near the speed of light, time would slow down for you compared to people on Earth, while you might only experience a few years, decades, or even centuries, could pass back home. It sounds like sci-fi, but it's been proven with astronauts and GPS satellites that have to correct for time differences because they experience time slightly faster than we do on Earth. If you took a near-light speed trip to a distant star and came back, everyone you know would be gone, and Earth would be a different place. And near black holes, it gets weirder. The closer you get to the event horizon, the slower time moves for you compared to the outside universe. In theory, you could watch the entire future of the universe unfold in fast forward while you hover near a black hole. Moments before you're ripped apart by its gravity. Space doesn't just want to kill you, it wants to mess with your sense of reality, your perception of time, and everything you think you know about how existence works. You might look up at the night sky and feel calm, seeing those twinkling stars. Here's the creepy part. Many of those stars might already be dead. Because light takes time to travel, what you see in the sky is the past, not the present. Some of those stars could have gone supernova, collapsed into black holes, or burned out thousands of years ago, and we are just seeing the last light they emitted before they died. It's like looking at a ghost, a snapshot of something that no longer exists, while the reality is hidden by the limitations of light's speed. Every night, you're staring into a graveyard of cosmic history, and you don't even know it. The scariest truth about space is that we're not ready for it. We've barely explored our own solar system, and we know almost nothing about the rest of the universe. Dark matter and dark energy make up about 95% of everything. And we have no idea what they are. We can't travel fast enough to reach new stars. We can't survive the radiation of deep space for long. And we don't have the psychological or technological readiness to face the true scale and indifference of the universe. Yet we dream of colonizing Mars, exploring other star systems, and finding alien life. But if we do find something out there, whether it's a cosmic threat, a hostile environment, or intelligent beings, it could be something we are completely unprepared to understand or handle. The universe is bigger, darker, and more complex than we ever imagined. And it doesn't care about us, our dreams, or our survival. And that's the most disturbing truth of all.